On a brisk winter morning, chill breeze blowing cool, a mother waits for her children to come back home from school. She thought, where could they be, as she stood at the gate? Oliver and Charlie, she knew, were not often late. Then away down the road, coming out of the wood, little Oliver came as fast as he could.
Oh, mother! Oh, mother!
He shouts in the breeze, then comes to a stop with his hands on his knees.
What is it? What's happened?
She asks in alarm. So Oliver pulled out an item tucked under his arm. It was large, ripe and beige, and he said to her,
Ma'am, I'm afraid to say, but Charlie's turned into a yam.
Oliver needed assistance, so with his mum in despair, he brought the Yamboy to the desk of the mayor, who puzzled a while and poked it a tad.
You say that this yam was once a young lad?
Well, most certainly, sir.
Said Oliver quite coy.
Not an hour ago, this plant, it was a boy. My brother he was, and right good one too.
Well,
Said the mayor.
I know just what to do.
So he picked up the phone and dialed in the keys. He told them.
Get me the government, please.
The higher-ups put their best men on the job, CIA agent Tom and CIA agent Bob. With Oliver sat down, they glared with chagrin.
Now tell us,
said Tom.
how did this madness begin?
Well, sir, it's like this. We were on our way to school and were running quite late. Down by the woods, Charlie started to stray. He told me,
Come on, it's faster this way.
I was right scared, as can be understood, for everyone knows not to go into that wood. How famed are the tales of doomed little sprouts that go into the forest and never come out. But Charlie, it seemed, did not share my fright. He ran into the trees and was soon out of sight.
Yes, bold little Charlie was quite far ahead and did not share his brother's feelings of dread. As he entered a clearing where the trees all grew wild, an insidious voice said,
Hello there, my child.
The figure was ragged like a thief or a robber, his dress and his person all queerly macabre. He pulled from his pockets an assortment of sweets and held out his hand.
Would you care for a treat?
Now it was right then I finally arrived. Charlie seemed transfixed by the boogeyman's eyes. I called out his name, but he paid me no heed, and he gobbled those candies with insatiable greed. The witch doctor laughed, for it was all his plan, and with a puff of smoke, Charlie turned into a yam. I leapt into sight, Charlie! And with a tug of his beard, that tricky old witch doctor just plain disappeared.
Witch doctor? What nonsense is this? If you think we are fools, then you take us amiss. We do not have time for your daft, boyish games.
And they left him alone, to his glumness and shame. But Oliver was not one to sulk in his plight. So he set off for the woods to put all things right. Now Agent Bob and Agent Tom believed they knew best, so they took the yam to their lab to run a few tests.
Now, we have some questions for you, and if you cooperate, our task will be through. What's your name? What's your age? How did this occur?
But the yam boy was silent and did not say a word. Meanwhile, in the woods, his courage still swelling, little Oliver arrived at the witch doctor's dwelling.
Hello? Is anyone home?
You are awfully brave. But come here all alone.
The witchy doc smiled, a most hideous grin.
Won't you stay for a while? Please, my boy. Come in.
But Oliver knew better than to trust the old hack.
Sir, I want my brother turned back.
Turn him back. I'm really not in the mood. Why should I help you when you stole my food?
But sir, he's my brother.
I don't care!
He replied, but then a single tear dripped from the witch doctor's eye. Suddenly he sobbed and cried,
It's no use. I'm not a bad person. How can I be so obtuse?
Then Oliver smiled, for he had an idea. Now, Back in the village, Bob and Tom had conceded. Their questions and tests just had not succeeded. So out of ideas and both rather glum, they brought the yam back to the home of its mum.
Ma'am, we're so sorry. We cannot describe our regret that your son is no longer alive. It's not so bad, ma'am. After all, there's lots you could do with a yam. You could bake it, or fry it, or even mash the stuff. Ever had yam pudding? Tom, I think that's enough.
So they gave her the spud, and they both turned around. But before they got far, they heard a great popping sound. Looking back in awe, they were both stricken dumb at the sight of little Charlie in the arms of his mum.
Hurrah! Mom, this is my friend. He turned Charlie back. Wasn't that lovely of him?
And his mother smiled wide.
Would you like to come in?
Oh, would I? Oh, joy. It's too good to be true.
So they all went to dinner. Yes, Bob and Tom too. So they ate and they laughed, all their worries subsided, enjoying a potato and squash the witch doctor provided. With their mouths full of food and their hearts full of joy, thus ends the tale of the fabled Yamboy.